He's gone. He's gone. An Asian EPL superstar, an Asian superstar. But now that his EPL legacy is over, is he the greatest Asian football player of all time? It's over for your boy, man. Let's check it out. So, I have asked to leave Spurs. My decision has been made. I did my best here and I need a fresh challenge now. Interesting. It's the most difficult decision of my life. I came to North London as a kid. I leave as a young man. Rightfully so. I am not surprised because the last season or so, you could see that the Son decline was there. Like that Heung-min Son that we saw for that 2019 run. Remember him scoring in both legs against Man City? That Son and the 2025 Son, two very different players. Two very different players. And you could even see, even in the greatest triumph Europa League, he was just trying to do a job. And he was just there as the elderly statesman. But what a way to leave. You see, you always want to leave on a high. Don't overstay your welcome. Never try and overstay your welcome. And he never overstayed his welcome because to leave whilst being part and lifting up a trophy for Tottenham, something that Bale didn't do, Modric didn't do, I don't think Les Ferdinand did. I don't think David Ginola did. Harry Kane did not. Nico Kranjčar did not. Ledley King did not. So many quality players that went through did not. I think Woodgate was there for the Worthington Cup. And Spurs fans said, I think Woodgate was for the Worthington Cup. But so many quality, legendary sports players never did what he did, lifting up a trophy, but specifically as a captain. As a captain, which makes it even greater, man. So, shout out to your boy Son, but it felt as if it was time for him to go. And I think it definitely coincides with a new guy coming in through. Because I feel new manager, new challenge, new way of doing things, new way of viewing things. I do feel that Thomas Frank and his approach and his ideas maybe doesn't coincide with what Son is about. And I do feel that this is, again, this takes nothing away from Son. This takes nothing away from Son. But I feel if you're a Tottenham fan, you should actually be excited about this. People say, well, what do you be excited about our legendary player leaving? No. The fact that he's leaving is a sign of like, we're not being sentimental. We're not loyalty merchants. You just brought in Mohamed Kudus. Some other guys I'm now hearing might even come through to Tottenham as well. It's about building for the future and building upon that Europa League win and trying to actually mount a serious challenge for the Premier League and make some noise in the Champions League. And to do that, to be taken seriously, you can't be loyalty merchants. You can't be sentimental whores. You simply can't be. So if you're an ambitious Tottenham fan that wants Tottenham to now go to the very next level and not only surpass Arsenal, but actually be a big name amongst the big names in the EPL, you've got to let Son go. Because Son in 2025, 2026 is not going to help Tottenham. He's not. He simply isn't. Even as a squad player, he simply isn't. And I feel that this is great for both parties because he is surplus to requirements. And I think for Son, a fresh, new, interesting challenge, obviously being an older guy, I think is great. I think it's great. But I wanted to do this video because, again, I told you I am on vacation. So I thought, but because I was not really going to do the video about like, Son is even fine. But the reason why I wanted to do this video, taking a break from my vacation, is I think it's a good discussion to have, an interesting discussion to have, which is he the greatest Asian player ever? It's a big thing. If you look at his athletes and what he has done, he's easily, perhaps, the greatest Asian player in the Premier League. But there is a name There is a name that we have to talk about. There is a name that we need to talk about, and we'll get there. But it is, because I remember this must have been years ago when I was back at the old crib, and I think someone asked me, okay, who was the greatest Asian player ever? And I was like, if you take everything into account, greatest, the best, it might be Hong Min Son. But when I start thinking about it, I'm like, okay, let's actually go through all the Asian players. Because when we go through all the Asian players, it definitely becomes a lot more trickier. Son 100% is in the discussion. Based on just what he's done, his popularity, his impact playing in the Premier League, one of the top leagues, 100%. And even what he's done in the Champions League, specifically that 2019 UCL run, he's definitely going to be in amongst there. So let's go through. Now, the very first Asian player that I knew of, and I believe this was the very first known Asian player that was actually revered and respected. Do your Googles, ask your uncles, was Hidetoshi Nakata. So he began his career in Perugia. People say, Perugia? Freaking, what the heck is a freaking Perugia? Perugia was a Serie team in the 90s. So he moved to Perugia in 98. He was there from 98 to 2000. To play in the Serie in the 90s was a big deal. For an Asian player to be acquired by a team in the Serie as a starter was a very big deal. And even when, because remember, because I think Japan's first World Cup was, I think, the 98 World Cup, I believe. And obviously, but it was a big deal that Nakata was brought up by Perugia and he was playing in the Serie because this was the first time an Asian player was pretty much acquired by a top team, not only a top team, but a team in Serie, which was, in 98, the number one league in the world. The toughest league, the most revered league, the top league in the world was the Serie. This was the home of Maldini, of Del Piero, of Zidane, of Ronaldo, of Del Piero, of Cannavaro, Buffon, name all the names. They were all there. Zamorano, Marcelo Salas, they were all there. They were all there. Nesta, all there. So that was a big deal. But I feel that if Nakata, I think, is like the pioneer. For me, I wouldn't say he's the best. I wouldn't say he's the greatest, but I would say he's the pioneer. So if he was to be given a tag, he should be given a tag of the pioneer, the first, the one that really puts like the Asian player as a potential superstar on the map. Now, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, he didn't reach his ceiling. He did not reach his ceiling. I believe this guy had the potential to be out and out the most talented and perhaps the greatest Asian player ever. But I think he had the 100% the potential to be the de facto greatest and the best Asian player ever. And for me, I still feel he's the best Asian footballer that I've seen, personally. And that is your boy Shinji Kagawa. Shinji Kagawa, Japanese international. You go look at that Dortmund team. When he was playing at Dortmund, he was amazing. And I feel that Kagawa, for me, was better than Son, was better than Nakata. For me, this is still the best Asian footballer that I've seen because this guy was a freaking baller. Hence why he had his big, massive move to Man United. But say, Man United, let's rewind the clocks. This is Man United at the beginning of the 2010s. Just after Fergie left, because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, United fans, Moyes bought him. So the summer that Fergie left and the summer that Moyes came in, he was one of the incomings that came in. And we all know what happened in that season. Kagawa maybe comes a year or two earlier and he plays under Ferguson. I think we're looking at Kagawa very differently. The issue is Kagawa was simply collateral damage. And he pretty much just succumbed to the faults of David Moyes being hired and the issues with that team and the issues that we see with Man United today. But technically, as a footballing talent, Kagawa was amazing. He didn't reach his heights. If he had reached his ceiling, I believe he would have been the greatest Asian player ever. 100%. I believe 100% he was destined to be an Asian superstar. Wrong club, wrong move, wrong time. It is what it is. Now, before I go to another, now, Before Cristiano, before Goat Naldo, there was Ali Daei. It was Ali Daei. So the thing about Ali Daei is, so in our library in school, we used to always have I always used to go and look at the Guinness Book of Records. And because I'm a football merchant, really a sports merchant, I'd always go to the back and look at like the football section at all the records. For several years, whenever you looked at the football section of Guinness Book of Records, you always saw Ali Daei, the guy who has scored the most goals in international football. And it was just literally, you say the name Ali Daei, oh yeah, he holds the record for scoring the most international goals. And that was just what he was known for. And it was like, wow, like by how far ahead he was ahead of everyone else was amazing. And the fact that he was able to do that, not for like a Spain, not for a Portugal or a France or a Brazil or an Argentina, just for Iran, that was a great, unique record to hold for an Iranian. But then Cristiano came through and passed him. But still, the fact that he held the record for such a long time, you've got to put Ali Daei in the discussion, because that's a unique thing to have. And I remember even thinking to myself that, wait, the guy that has the most international goals isn't Portuguese, isn't French, isn't English, isn't Brazilian, isn't Argentine, isn't Ivorian, Nigerian, is from Iran. A country that, let's be real, they're not seen as an international footballing powerhouse. I was like, that's actually super impressive. And he held that record for a very long time. Now I get it. Understand, Joseph Baikan has something to say. Jimmy Jones? This Joseph Baikan has something to say, but shout out to your boy Joseph Baikan. We have to still verify that. But of what was verifiable, your boy had that record for a very, very long time until Naldo came and said, you know what, give me that damn record, man. Okay. I'm dunking on this freaking polar bears and freaking Liechtenstein and freaking Antarcticans up in this piece, bro. Shout out to him. But there's a name. There is a name that I think should be discussed. This is where the debate gets slightly interesting, because this is an interesting name that gets brought up. All right. So what about your boy, Park Ji-sung? If you look at Park Ji-sung's resume, it's amazing. I believe he's won everything. And I believe he's the only Asian player, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he's the only Asian player who has a league title as well as a Champions League. As well as a Champions League. This photo is very key, because I think this photo goes to what I want to say. So I say Park Ji-sung, and guys will be like, water carrier, limited player, destroyer, fails the eye test. What is his test threshold? Kagawa is much better. Nakata is much better. Son is much better. Park Ji-sung's importance to United was profound. And the fact that, because I think he might have been injured for that 08, which United cheated us. Okay, I don't. 11-11, we beat United, 100%. We easily beat them. 09, if they get screwed over by that Bournemouth of Rebel, we would have freaking spanked them. We would have gone back to back. Beat us 11-11. 11-11 beat us. You can't beat us. 11-11, come on, no. 11-11, no cheating. No way. You beat us. So you have to get your boy Drogba sense up. But, okay, rant aside. Park Ji-sung was very, very important. He was extremely important to the functioning of that team. And you could just see how much United appreciated what Park Ji-sung was about, in the fact of like, we've got to hold up the trophy, because he was so well revered and so well respected in that team. So it makes this discussion very interesting when I just say, okay, who is the greatest Asian player of all time? For me, best and greatest are two different things. So if you're going to tell me the greatest Asian player, I have to put Park Ji-sung ahead of Son. I have to. Now, you could say, oh, but he played for... It doesn't matter. Yes, he played for United. But the fact that United acquired him, and remember, this isn't freaking trash bombers Nine Hag United. This was Fergie United. So the fact that Ferguson went out and acquired him when United were respected shows you how good he was and how important he was for Fergie, one of the greatest managers of all time, to go out and acquire him. And the fact that he wasn't a squad player or a bench player, he was an integral part of United. Where there were times where he said, oh, yo, bro, go and mark dude. Yo, do your job in him. So he played a pivotal role for Man United. So when you just take a greatest, the keyword greatest, taking everything into account, your skill, what you won, your achievements, your legacy in the game, I think I'm going to put Patrick Son ahead of Son. I have to. If we're saying best, and this is just me, Son is definitely in the conversation. I still feel Son is a better footballer than Park Ji-sung, personally. I still think Heung-min Son is a better player than Park Ji-sung, personally, just based on pure football. But still, the best football Asian player that I've seen is still Shinji Kagawa. Just pure best for just pure talent. Even though I felt he could have done far more, I just say boy chest attacks. Merely boy chest attacks that he got screwed over. But still, the best Asian player that I've seen is still Shinji Kagawa, who didn't really realize his full potential as a player. But Son is still amongst the greatest Asian players ever. And I think what Son has done and his legacy is still huge. Because for a player from Asia, and very few have, to go into the Premier League, play for such a long time, captain a club like Tottenham that is very well known, and have such a long career in an extremely tough league. The Premier League is very tough. Say what you want about Bangers and Mars, say what you want about Fish and Chips, say what you want about Winston. Say what you want about your boy Prince Charlie. Premier League is an extremely tough league. So to be in one of the toughest, most physically demanding leagues in the world, and to be a bona fide starter for such a long time, and become a captain, and become a huge, massive symbol, bringing in literally a whole South Korean fanship there, his legacy is huge. You have to respect his legacy. You have to respect what he's done for the Asian player, for the Asian footballer. And 100%, any Asian players that's come through from wherever in Asia, whether it's India, whether it's Japan, whether it's Thailand, whether it's China, Japan, Iran, Iraq, Jordan, Uzbekistan, Qatar, they'll be like, this is a symbol. So any Asian player coming into the Premier League can be like, look to Son and say, oh no, I can do that. Because before Son, yes, there was practice on, but based on Son's longevity, like, oh no. If Son can do it, I feel I can go to the EPL as an Asian player and play just as long because I saw Heung-min Son do it. So shout out to Son, legendary player, and again, if you are going to go out and leave on a high. Don't leave on an L, leave on a W. And there is no bigger W to leave than walking away with a damn freaking trophy. Heung-min Son, the footballing world salutes you. Think about becoming a Football Hut member. If you're a desktop merchant, just click on the join button below, over here. Or if you're a mobile phone merchant, just click on the join button below the video over here and join the true elite content crack addicts. Peace.